Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Is this thing on? Is it on? Is it on? Is it on? Hello, come in. Radio check, radio check. Anybody here? Anybody cool, clean, crisp? Is everybody irie? Can't see if anybody's alive. It's a Friday night, and we about to get some informaciones while I watch my wrestling in the background. I think my wrestling's on. All right, I'm going to read an article, then I'm going to ask some serious questions, because this is kind of what I do. I'll get to anybody that makes a comment in a second, but today, I don't feel good. My throat bothering me. I don't know what's going on. But I wanted to read this article, and then I had a question that every single person I want your opinion about, because your opinion means a lot to me. But it was somebody's comment, and I could give my opinion behind it, but I want your opinion behind it. The Postal Service would face new restrictions in implementing the reforms it says are necessary to save the mailing agency from financial ruin under a bill that adds to the mounting pressure on USPS management. The Protecting Access to the Rural Carriers for Every Location Parcel Act, introduced by Senator John Tester, would prohibit the consolidation of mail processing operations unless Postal Service met certain conditions. Under Postmaster General Louis DeJoy's 10-year Deliver for America plan, USPS is in the midst of consolidating mail sorting away from individual post offices in favor of centralized centers and moving processing operations away from hundreds of cities and towns in favor of mega centers throughout the country. Under the Parcel Act, USPS would only be able to proceed with its plans to stand up to the mega centers known as the regional processing and delivery centers if mail processing remains inside of the state boundaries or causes no harm to local mail delivery. USPS would also complete a geographical review of its changes, including the impact of moving mail through mountain passes, and receive public input in support of the consolidations. This article is on govt.com, and we'll get to that article in a little while. Y'all can go through it if you like. But law, we'll get to your comments in a second. I wanted to read this comment. There's a young, I'm gonna guess, lady that has been being harassed, and I just happened to click on her channel, and she was beat up by coworkers, a career person that was beat up by coworkers. She's gotten threatening texts from her own supervisors. And she said, I gave, she left a comment. So crazy, this popped up on my feed. I'm going to watch all your videos before I file. And she was watching a video about abuse, harass, discrimination, step to filing an EEO. So in turn, I wanted to find out who the person was. I looked, and I said, I just saw your story, because she did share her story. I said, it's very sad. If what you said in the video is true, you need to reach out to the inspection service. She responded, I did. I filed a real police report and another with the Postal Service. They're supposed to be doing an investigation. It's been a few months, and I'm being harassed by my supervisors through text. Last text I received was today, so I'm filing on them on that. So, I responded, I can see why you may be targeted. She is pretty, but that's no excuse. I said, have you reached out to the union? Have you gone above the stewards to the VP or president, etc.? She stated, yes, I am career. I'm sure I can transfer, but this location is 5 minutes from my home. But they weren't paying me in my 45 days. I had to go to the union hall here just to get the pay to me. I went 3 pay periods with no pay, even though my paperwork and CA-17 was up to date. That's the only thing I want for them. They're not really helpful. They have each other's back and don't care about the employees. Now, I read this specifically because She reached out to our infamous union. And here's the issue. When people come reaching out to the union, if indeed they have issues that are real issues and they have police reports and the union turns their back on them, who do they reach out to next? That's a question for you. Who does somebody that pays their union dues, that's going through harassment, that has police reports, that has physical abuse against them, and they reach out to their own union and there's no results? Who do they reach out to next? Leave your answers, leave your opinions in the comment section. It's number one. All right. So number two, let's see if I get this damn thing going. Here we go. What's good, Big Whoa? What up, Eric? What the Guan, Adrian? Mika? Mac? Colorado? Virginia Beach, Virginia. Okay, Texas is in the house. SA. So I had a serious question. And matter of fact, I'm going to go back to the comments because this comment triggered this question. And I want to know what your opinion is behind it. All right? Do-doom, doom, do-doom. Where is it at? Individual says, what about saying no to being forced into another job for the day because someone didn't show up for work? What about saying no to being forced into another job for the day because someone didn't show up for work? I responded, are you career? No, are you non-career? They said, I'm career. I said, that's good. But who does the work then? So the individual responded, I do the work. And that's correct. They do the work. My question to you, my question to my Postal family is, does anybody realize why we're going through everything that we're going through right now? We're going through the things we're going through right now because so many of us have said, that's not my job. That's not my job. What happens when people don't show up to work? What happens? If someone doesn't show up to work, does the work not get done? Does it? Does it not get done? Because if it doesn't get done, how do we move forward? Let's take, for instance, you have clerks that go into a station in the morning. Let's say both the clerks that were supposed to be there in the morning don't show up. Two clerks to open up a station. Suppose they don't show up. Who does the work? Because the truck's coming to drop off mail. Who does the work? If nobody else is supposed to step in and do their work, who does the work? Who? Who's going to receive that mail? Because if they don't call somebody in to receive that mail, the domino effect is staggering. If nobody's there to receive the mail and start sorting the mail, when 100 carriers come in at 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, they don't have any mail. They can't start their routes. So who does the job? If we all feel like, I don't want to step out of my own comfort zone because my bid doesn't start till 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm not coming in at 2. Who's going to do it? Because the moment a manager does it, you're going to file a grievance. Who does the work? This is serious. Problem is that when we all say, nah, ain't my job, they ain't my job. Let's talk about carriers doing their routes. Let's talk about it. They have the CCAs that come in that do the split routes, right? They're assistants. They're supposed to assist the carriers. Suppose there's too much work. Do people not get their mail delivered because, okay, well, all of the CCAs are doing pieces and bids already. So we have to go into the career, the ones that are on the overtime desired list, and ask them. Suppose none of them want to do the work. Do people not get their mail delivered? Because I see the comments. The comments are stunning. The comments say, we're a service. We're a service. We're not for profit. That's what they say. Well, how can we provide a service when people say, not my job? How about the truck drivers? We got 10 routes that need to go out at 2 a.m. One driver doesn't come into work. Now there's only 9 trucks leaving. Do they leave a whole city sitting on the dock? Do they? Or do they split that up and give each driver some extra to put on their vehicle? Because the moment we continue to say, hey, that's not my job, that's not my job, that's not my job, I don't want to do no extra work, the mail will just sit. Is that how that works? This is why we have the problems that we have right now. And this man up top is like, oh, well, y'all want to give shit about doing work that we're paying you to do. We'll find something that will do the work, such as a machine that will sort the mail. And we don't need to have 6 clerks come in at 2 a.m. Now we only need 2. Chance of 6 people calling out is slim to none. You see, I believe that a lot of things that are going on today, we did to ourselves because we said, no, not my job. No, not my job. We've spoken about this before. Adrian, what do you think? Philadelphia, what's going on? So who does the work? Because it's a clock. Everything has to go together in order for the next person to move. A truck driver has to leave on time in the morning to get to the station so that the people at the station can start sorting the mail at 2:30 in the morning, so that the carriers can start doing what they do with their mail so that they can leave, get out, and get back to send the outgoing mail back with the evening truck drivers, right? Those evening truck drivers have to bring the mail back to the plant so that the plant can do their thing. Suppose there's a break in that whole process. If we're such a service, who's doing it? I got half the people on here say, we're a service. This is in for profit. This is just a service. A lot of people say, I don't want to do no extra work. I just want to do my 8 and go home. Then other people say, we don't get no overtime. We don't get enough overtime. There's a man that was on here and said, I'm not accepting this job as a truck driver because they're not offering overtime. Well, as a business owner, damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. I got carriers that are pissed because they're not getting enough overtime. Well, the wages, that's a whole nother story. But being that the wages haven't been taken care of, what is the resolution when somebody says, no, I don't want to do the work? Who does the work then? Talk to me. I want to know who does the work. When mail handlers are stuck in one position or one area, and there are no drivers for the evening, there's no forklift drivers, there's no tow motor drivers, there's nobody to work at the bundle sorter, and there's one person that's sitting out there on the dock, and these guys are accustomed just sitting on the dock, and they come out to the dock, hey, we need you in the back. No, I ain't going back there. Well, we need you in the back because we don't have anybody to work. Nah, man, I'm good where I'm at. Y'all heard it before. So the machine gets started late, the machine doesn't run. Talk to me. Let's be real. This is not complex for anybody. This is the most simplistic form of logistics. So who does the work? They were basically cowboys riding horses, risking their lives, camping in pit to get mail delivered. You don't have it that bad. I know that's right, y'all. Anybody ever get a chance to look at what the post office used to do? Post office created this country. I saw somebody arguing with one of our people talking about taxpayers are sick of funding the post office. They're sick of giving you guys money and bailing you guys out. I'm sick of it. You think that the government would bail out, what do they say? Walmart. You think they bail out UPS? You think that, and I'm just going looking at the comment, and I had to chime in. I said, honestly, Walmart, UPS, or none of those other places that you named are in the Constitution versus the United States Postal Service that is written into the Constitution. We are in the Constitution. As a matter of fact, without the United States Postal Service, this country would damn near not be. When they used to have elections, way back in the day, they could not figure out who won the election unless the post office went from one side of the country on horseback and trains to the other side to get the information, because we didn't have telephones. It was the postal workers that made it happen. That's how much of an impact we have on building this country. The roads that we didn't have were actually built specifically to transport our mail. So when they say, why are we bailing them out? Because we're the only ones that deserve to be bailed out, and damn it, we don't. I saw somebody complaining about, and then this is really dramatic. I don't understand why the price of stamps are going up. I mean, it's costing us so much more now than it did 10 years ago. Well, whoop-de-can-do. You're paying less than $1 for a stamp. Well, I don't understand why we paying so much for a stamp just because to mail something across town. So, okay, well, use UPS then. See how much it costs you. Because actuality, anytime we sell something, that's where our profit comes from. That's where it comes from. Well, our profit, that's where our sales come from. That's where our money comes from. So 30 years ago, they were, 10 cents? 30 years ago. Now we're up to 70 cents? 30 years, it went up, 60 cents. And people are losing their goddamn mind. 60 cents, I can't stand it. This is crazy. I'm not they're gonna lose a lot of business. Y'all, okay, let's go over to UPS then. Go over to FedEx. There's nobody happy about nothing. Everybody complain about everything. Think about that. We need the raises. Those raises come from what they sell. A union can't negotiate raises if there's no more money, but yet we're a service. So we have to make this service generate some type of money in order to fund who's left, the postal workers. Yeah, talk to me. Because if there's no more money being brought in, where do we get money from? Does it magically appear? Do we continue to ask taxpayers to bail us out? Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. Who does that work? Nobody's giving me an answer about that. Who does that work too? When I say I'm not driving nobody else's load, that's it. No, I'm only going down the street. I'm not doing nothing extra. I know that city has, 28 GPCs full of DPS, but I'm not going there. And you got 6 other drivers and they already left. That's just going to have to sit there. I'm not doing it. Management is stuck. If management can't drive a truck themselves, management has to do what? Call a contractor in. Let's call a contractor up and pay them big bucks to go deliver something that our own drivers could have done. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about when you say that, hey, I'm a rural carrier and I'm out there in the country, because some of y'all are way out in the middle of nowhere, and they say you get back after 50, 60 miles of driving in the middle of nowhere. Hey, we have a couple more things for you to do. No, I'm not going back out there. No. Okay. Suppose they start calling in contractors to do the work. Or they just leave people's stuff just sitting inside the post office. Are we still a service? Damn if you do, damn if you don't. Let's keep it real. See, people say, hey, Jay, man, we don't know if you're on management side. You don't know if on our side. Hey, I'm speaking from a logistics standpoint. Who does it? Realistic. Somebody said, should I be doing that? I don't want to do nobody else's work. I get it. I don't want to do nobody else's work. So if I don't want to do it, you don't want to do it. Who does it? I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you all to write down who does it. 45 people in here. Tell me who does the work. I get 1,000, 2,000 people going to read this. Tell me who does the work. Somebody got to do it. Or does the mail not get moved and we don't provide the service? Or it goes out late. Still not an answer. Not one answer. People don't like to talk about facts. I guess I'll lighten it up. I had a really, really bad student today. No, I'm not. She was a sweetheart. It was just a really bad scenario. You know, the other day I told you guys about the whole hygiene thing. Y'all know how hot those vehicles are, man. And I don't know if she watches me, so I'm not gonna. But man, I was sipping air out the window. Man, I respect y'all carriers. Something else, Lord, it was just woo-hoo-hoo. Fish tartare, shall we say? I'm looking through my comments. I see that nobody's telling me who does the work. Who does it? What mail handler is supposed to go back to the other position if nobody's there to do that part? Tell me, what truck driver that's supposed to randomly come and move that mail? What carrier is supposed to do it? What clerk do they call in if both clerks don't show up? It's weird because our union will fight against it, which makes me, it just boggles my head. Well, why did you have this person? Why'd you have the carriers in there helping? Why'd you have those CCAs helping the clerks sort mail? We're filing major grievances now, which they should. But they call somebody to come in at 2. The person said, no, my bid time is 6. I'm not coming in anywhere. So now they come in at 6. And all that mail for 4 hours is just sitting there. And the carriers are coming in at 8 o'clock, 8:30. Nothing is ready for them. Somebody's got to help. It's a domino effect. Now, the clerk that said, I'm not coming in early, even though they would get paid out of schedule pay for coming in 4 hours early. I'm not coming in early. No. That's how I imagine them sounding. No. Then they get in there. This happens. My sister's station. I love it. And then the moment she'll tell them, the new CCAs that come in there, hey, come give me a hand over here. And the moment they walk in there, they'll help her for a couple hours and she will turn around and file a grievance for every single one of them that are helping. What kind of solid, sour, backward ass sugar IT is that? And will get paid for filing grievances on other people like that. She knew she wasn't coming in early. She knew she was going to ask this new CCAs to help her. You see, this is the system we have now. And when she thinks she's the slick one, she's doing it and nobody's catching on. This is nationwide. People do little slick things like that and think nobody's catching on. Well, all those grievances getting filed, all those grievances getting paid out. You think nobody's catching on, but somebody's catching on. Somebody's sitting at the top crunching numbers. And when they say, you know what? That station is costing us too much money because this person is pulling the okie doke. You know what? This station, let's bring them all to a big ass station and put a big ass machine in there. And then we don't need all 15 of those clerks because 8 of them don't come and work on time anyway. And then we over here in an uproar. Let's talk about it. Crickets. That's because you can't talk, but that was it's like one of those build-ups, crickets. Hey, just bear with me. Crickets. Getting back in the routine. Crickets. Somebody tell me I'm lying. I have to do route inspections when we in an elevated jump seat. Can you see if we can do a mattress with a jump seat? I'm in, Jose, I don't know what you're referring to, my friend. I don't know nothing about Florida. You have never heard me say I live in Florida, and I refuse to say that I live in Florida. And if I did, I'm definitely not in District 1. But if you wanted to reach out to me behind the scenes, which I believe you did, through the email, you got to remember, I'm not a carrier. So there's certain things I don't touch on. I know Angry Mailman does touch on some things. And I got Yaya, that's my dog. I'm going to do a little video with him for the carriers. He's a carrier. There it is. Jay lives in America. America, damn it, America. Yaya. I'm going to get him on the phone one day. And we're going to chop it up. And he has extremely, gotta watch what I say. He's knowledge. He can answer some questions. How about that? Okay. He has it all up here. He can answer better than I can. He can give better informed answers for the carriers. I don't like to give misinformation. All right. And if you guys didn't know, Angry Mailman did give some information about this arbitrator that's coming up in the next short period. I was going to touch on that, but he did, and I don't want to double it over. All right. But yeah, Yaya is definitely, one day we're going to get on here randomly, and I'll let y'all know beforehand. And for the carriers that have some serious questions, he's non-biased. He's kind of like me, and he'll give some brutally honest opinions, and maybe it'll be helpful. But let's talk about what I was talking about, the buildup. No one took the buildup away. Yeah, so now somebody's up top crunching those numbers and said, you know what? These 5 stations are costing way too much money. Y'all at working stations, you know how this goes. You see it on a consistent basis. You see it. We sit here playing like we don't know. We know. We know the game. Everybody knows the game. Jay's exposing the game? No. Jay, the voice of the voiceless. I'm just telling it what it is. I saw it. How you know so much? You were just a truck driver. Family worked there. That's it. At the end of the day, the family worked there. All different places. I see it. I talk to the supervisors. I talk to the clerks. I talk to the mail handlers. I talk to, come on, carriers. All of them. They pass on the information. I'm just like a sponge just getting it. And then when I spit it back out, people are, well, I can't believe he just said that. I can't believe that. Farfanugan. What's wrong with you, Jay? And then they argue with the supervisor for calling them at 2 a.m. Didn't I tell you not to mother can call me at 2? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Well, who's going to do the work? Who's going to do the work? Or here's a better idea. Let's just hire a bunch of extra people, which is the PSEs, the postal support employees, right? A bunch of extra people, as well as extra assistants to the carriers, assistants to the mail handlers. Let's just hire a bunch of them. We'll use them until we don't need them. And then we'll expect them to come back. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. That's what happens, right? Let's abuse the CCAs. Throw a bunch of work on them. Then expect them to want to come back. I don't know why we can't keep anybody at our station. I do. Y'all got them going through a damn drill sergeant. Adrian, you want to go live with me one day? We'll chat. I'm going to give you my number, Adrian. So long as you don't stalk me and call me at 3 o'clock in the morning. Hey, Jay, you awake? What you doing? What you wearing, brother? Wait, what? I'm just messing with you, bro. I used to get dressed at 2 a.m. as a CCA, wait in bed and get the call at 2 p.m. when a dog tag happened. Came in both times because you know you got to go through work to make regular. You used to sleep in uniform, Yaya? No, you don't sleep in uniform, brother. Okay. I mean, I got postal underwear on, just in case you guys didn't know. Y'all tripping. But let's be real. I didn't get one straight answer here yet off of the one question. Why is nobody giving me? There's so many avenues to go with that one basic question. Who does the work? It's nature. It's nature. Amazon's supposed to deliver my package 8 o'clock tonight. Jeff didn't show up for his route. Who does Jeff's route now? Somebody got to deliver my package. Have we become complacent, saying, no, I'm not doing no extra work? Or do they spend extra money on extra labor that is useless because it's not enough work? And then when we talk about numbers, if you've been following me for a minute, Postmaster General say, well, I cooked $68 billion off of the payroll for the last X amount of such and such term and he did. Why? Because he didn't have people just sitting around doing nothing or hiring unnecessary people. Can you imagine them hiring 3 extra PSEs per station around the nation just for people that don't come to work? They already have to have a ratio that's set by the union for assistants and PSEs. Suppose they hired 3 on top of that. Can you imagine how much extra labor it is? Who's paying that extra labor if people don't want to pay 60 cents more for a stamp? Let's talk about it. We self-funded, right? We're a service, right? I want to go out and give people money all day long. I ain't got it to give. Got to get it from somewhere. I'd like to go to every corner in my town and give a homeless man $5 to get himself dinner. I just have to have the funding to do that. Where do I get the funding from? I still don't see one answer for that one question. Is it that complex? We got a bunch of postal workers in here. It can't be that complex. Who does the extra work? I know I hated to have to do extra. Are you serious, man? I was ready to get off. You want me to go where? Right now? Oh, this some bull. But I did it because somebody needed their mail. We're a service, right? But if I didn't do it, who was going to do it? The truck driver that didn't, the supervisor that didn't have a CDL? Or were they going to call a contractor and pay them twice what they pay me? And make us go into debt more? Is it that we're ran poorly? Or is it that the people that are here are so complacent that we choose to only stay in this lane and don't look at big pictures? Now, we are not supposed to be abused, obviously. But who does the work? I keep a MERS, I call my bum fund, to help with the homeless on my route. Yeah. I saw that. Yaya sent me a pic. I don't know where you work, Yaya. Shit, I was in the Bronx. I don't know none of that. What you got going on there? Different. Non-careers are supposed to do the extra work, correct. But then when we bombard the non-career with the extra work, they quit. They quit. Just like I said before, the union only allows X amount of people, 25 carriers, full-time, 8 PTFs, and 8 non-career. That's what they allow. The station has to say yes. They agree to it. It's in the contract for that specific, the MOU for that specific station. Now, suppose one of our career people, or 2 of our career people, or 3 of our career people get that 45 days for spraining their thumbnail and they're out of work. Then what? Because it happens. FMLA, so they're not showing up. Now, who does the work? Should they hire more? See, the way they have it set up is the PTFs as well as the non-career are there to cover, I don't know what the terminology is. Help me out there, Yaya. Residual routes, I guess. The ones that are not really full routes, but suppose there's more than that. Who does the work? They ain't follow the contract. Come on, man. Should they follow the contract? They should, as well as us. If I'm a clerk and in my contract, it says specifically, I can be called in a few hours early in order to meet the needs of the operation. And I say no. Then what do? You tie management's hands. You tie the operations hand. You tie the public service hands. You tie us from continuing to do the work. Mr. E, what's going on, sir? So no matter how we look at it, the real question is who does the work? I've been on here for 35 minutes. I've asked the same question. One person said, I believe she said it a couple seconds ago, the non-careers are supposed to do the extra work. That's what they're supposed to do. But we've already discussed what happens when the non-careers get bombarded. They don't want to come back because it's too much. Yeah, I'd get a piece of that route because I knew it'd make it happen. We all work together and get it done. So that's the mindset of some stations. Some stations work in harmony. They know what they're in for. They've been doing it for so long. It's mindsets as well as work ethics. When they're all on the same page, hey, yo, Chuck, check this out. Boom. Jeremy ain't gonna be here for 2 days. We're gonna have to knock this out. All right, we're gonna try this and blah, blah, blah. We'll get the new guy to do this. We'll get the new guy to do that. Yeah, we're gonna let the supervisor know, hey, look, we're gonna take care of this. All right, make sure you take care of our times. All right, I don't need a bunch of time. I just need my time. We'll make it happen. And you know what happens? They work in harmony. Where's that at anymore? Is doing nothing, but since you're always welcome to help, they only call you. Yes, sooner or later, the good employees will be the lazy employees. I agree. Yes, sir. See, that was what happened with my son. He got fed up. He came back, gave him a pin, give him a piece, give him another piece, wore them out. So who does the extra work? People that show up, that do the work. Some may say, nah, I'm good. But most will do it. That's why I left an entire route and 2 splits for months. No. Based on seniority, to force the work. That's what they're supposed to do. I remember I supervised for a little bit. It was like, all right, I had to go through the steps. Hey, man, you want to go back out to Haverhill? No? All right, you sure? Okay, cool. Hey, man, is your answer machine? Got to text them. Then go to the next one. Meanwhile, going through the ranks of all the different people, where's that mail still sitting right there on the dock, not moving? When I got a driver sitting right there next to me, and I'm saying, listen, bro, I can send the mail out with you, but the moment you put that on your truck, 15 other drivers are going to file a grievance. Hey, you going to do the mail? Where's it going? It's going to a station. How much is it? Hey, y'all know how it goes. I don't know. Can you find out how much is there before I say yes? Matter of fact, nah, I got to go. You just kept me on the phone for 30 seconds to tell me, nah, I got to go. Let's talk about it. That's what y'all do. Come on now. This is it. By the time I get to the 11th person, they're walking in the post office talking about, hey, you was trying to call me? Yeah, man, there's mail on the dock, man. You want to take it? Nah, man, it's my time to go. 30 minutes of trying to reach drivers to take some mail out that needed to be delivered. And I had a driver sitting right here, the extra. But before I got the extra to move that mail, I had to go down the list. And now the mail is late. Now that mail's late getting to your station because of all these drivers that said no. Now it's late getting to your station. What does that cause? A domino effect to the clerks, to the carriers. Sometimes the union does good things, and then we have scenarios where it just doesn't make sense. It ties the hands of the operation. I showed you a scenario just now. It's a realistic scenario because you all have encountered it. You've witnessed it. You've listened to it. You've seen it. Called 10 different people and you got somebody sitting here. But because you don't want to pay more money to 10 different people that are going to file a grievance, you have to do things the right way using the seniority list. While the service that we are supposed to be is still sitting there on the dock. That's going to cause the ridiculous domino effect in the long run because the clerks are going to be pissed. The carriers are going to end up coming back later. Oh, somebody's going to pay for it one way or another. One way or another. So the carriers are getting overtime on the tail end, one way or another. And then we got to send a truck out in the evening to pick that up. But being that they didn't come back in time, the carriers were out later because they got their mail later. Our truck driver at the end of the night has to go out. He's getting paid overtime. Let's talk about it. This is the domino effect of the seniority list. Let's talk. Let's talk. If management gives you a direct order, you comply with the order and see your steward and file a grievance. This is true. This is true. But I'm still trying to figure out who does the extra work? If we don't want to do it, who does it? Who does it? Who does it? Now, the managers that actually know how to drive, like me, I get right in the tractor trailer and go do yard moves. They'll come over there. Hey, man, what are you doing? What does it look like I'm doing? I'm moving a truck. You can't do that. Yes, my man, I can. Remember, I text you and you said no. www.no.com. That means you can file a grievance on me. Did you think that I was going to not have a truck put in the door or a trailer put in the door because all of you said no, and the people here inside this warehouse are waiting for a trailer to load mail that needs to go 800 miles away, but being that all of y'all just want to go out and do your thing and say no, I'm not going to help, that the trailer wasn't going to get put in the door? Oh, you forgot this guy know how to drive. And being that you all said no, guess who moved it? File a grievance now. You can't. You said no. You said no. They did that a little bit and then they gave up. They said, you know what? That's right. He can drive. He's one of those that, yeah. You see, but why put somebody in that situation? This is our culture. Let's talk about, I can't see. During COVID, we were to sort so many carriers. I've seen supervisors carry half routes. Well, according to whatever stipulation that the union agreed with during the COVID times, they said that any craft can cover any craft to get the job done. That's what that was about. There is no real way to make it work with the carriers are overworked, and then the RCAs are overworked. There is no middle ground with this. No one wants to do the extra work. They're overworked. Are we overworked? Are we? Because some people like that extra work. Then other people hate the work. But is it really overworked now? Because I get a lot of, I'm reading on Mailman Nick's channel and Angry Mailman's channel, and they're saying, well, where's the work at? Where's the mail at? Where's it going? So if they're getting less mail, are you really overworked? There it is. We have a lot of people that only work when it's convenient for them. That is fact. Tough cookies. If you're trained, you do the work or suffer the consequences up to and including removal unless illegal or unsafe. Okay, Lance. True. Dropping some facts on there. Money overtime is nice. Money talks. This is true. No overtime yet after tours and SDO and NDO try to finish the mail. This is true. They're trying to cut back on that overtime. But if the mail gets back late, the domino effect is the same. If a truck is supposed to arrive back at the plant where mail handlers are waiting for the mail to move the mail, and that truck usually arrives at the plant at 7:15, 7:30 with all of the closeout mail, but the carriers were out later, so the truck driver couldn't get back to the plant till after 8 p.m. There's a domino effect. It's nature. It's the ripple effect. If the truck driver comes back later, everything shifts to a later time. That's what happens. So the stalling technique in the beginning only causes it to be stalled later on. Can't make this stuff up. Y'all see it happen? Let's talk about it. Y'all, I'm not here to come. I don't touch mail no more. I am so pleased that I only deal with new people because I've left my sister. I used to pick up at my sister's station, and if she was here, she would tell you. Hey, you still there? Yup, you got 3 minutes before this door closed. Are you serious? Yup. Really? Yup. Yeah, we had some really awkward Thanksgivings. I would leave her and she would have to drive all the way back to the plant. That's right. I didn't play when it came to things. I said, you want me to hold this trailer full of outgoing mail from front to back because you have a bucket with 4 pieces of mail? Oh, that's a dick move. No, it's not a dick move. I got to get this mail to the people waiting. She hated me. I'm sure she still does, but that's realistic. There it is. Keely said it. We ain't overworked. We are conditioned to complain about something. It's always been that way. Keely, I don't like the fact that you got a B behind your name. I'm the only person that's supposed to have a letter behind my name. I'm complaining. How about that? I'm the only person. Okay, it's J-H. All right, you can't be Keely B. All right, we don't even know what the B stands for. I bet you want to say beautiful behind it, right? No. Keely, that's my home girl. Remember when gasoline was $0.25 a gallon? Why are you trying to, $0.25 a gallon? I'm not that old. Lord, $0.25 a gallon. I know when gasoline was 92 cents. I don't remember it being $0.25 a gallon. Shit. Management will take over jobs. I don't think so. Delay mail ain't what it used to be. Money don't always talk, and money ain't always good money. Not all money is good money. If you work for it willingly, it's good money. Earned money is good money. Now, if you're abused to make more money, no. No, definitely not. If you have to sell your soul to make a couple dollars, no. But if it's part of your job and it's not really, you don't have no medical conditions, and it's, there has to be some happy medium. It can't be, that every single day they would call my son and he would call me up, Dad, I swear to God, these people are keeping, I want to get home. I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna just leave this truck right here. And I go ahead, leave the truck, bro. I'm gonna do this last time. But this is how carriers get so frustrated. And because they keep calling the good ones to do the extra work. I feel your pain on that. But that's a management thing on that end too, because management has to figure out how they're going to make it work. Or they just put everybody in the same building. They don't have those issues. I'm guilty of doing it myself. I remember when smokes were $1.89. I was 13. $1.89. Oh, y'all see wrestling? Is there any wrestling in my background? I really want to turn around and because I I don't have my remote. I thought I'd be able to listen to it. And my little king ain't here right now. He's not here to help me. In the early 90s, mail carriers would never be out after sundown. Okay, this is true. In the early 90s, they didn't have Amazon. They did not have Amazon. Y'all had mail to deliver. That was it. Box to box. House to house. They barely had parcels. The early 90s. Whew. A lot of people like that extra money. What does non-committed mail mean? Somebody with knowledge of mail, please tell him what non-committed means. I believe it. I'm not even going to lie. I have an idea, but I don't want to tell you the story. The stages of moving mail starts with having people doing the work. Delaying overwhelms the process to deliver to the public. Accountability is not strict upon its hidden under grievances. Cam Saher, the poet. That was very poetic. I like how you put that. That's true. That was a good, man, that was a good thing. I don't pin that comment. How the hell I pin? Yeah, pin that comment for me. Cam Saher, the poet. I like that. My husband starts next week for a CCA position. I told him to sub to you, that you give a lot of good information. Thanks. Olivia, what I need you to do is I need you to be his support system. Because he is going to be upset some days. He's going to be frustrated some days. He's going to be tired some days. You're not going to be able to comprehend what he's going through. He's going to be stressed beyond belief. He's going to be happy beyond belief. But he needs a strong support system in order to move forward. People that have strong support systems at home typically progress when it comes down to be carriers. That's my honest opinion. Mail that is a color-coded for a specific day. Okay, thank you, Mr. E. Mr. E, you can't have a letter behind your name either. I just went off on Keely for that. There's only one person with that. Okay, thanks. All right. Can't pin unless you make me a super mod. I don't know how to... Oh, boy. I don't know how to do that. Didn't you, oh, man. I don't know how to do that. Anyway. I'll forever support him. That's right. We'll chat later. Management needs to be held accountable for delaying mail. If mail is left behind, it's the manager and supervisor's job to drive it to a relay plant. It's true. It's true. If the mail is left behind, it's their job to drive it to a relay plant or carrier's job, right? Because at the end of the day, the carrier can continue working. CCA, hey, we need you to take all this mail that we got, bring it down to the plant. How about those Knicks? Who? Orange and blue? Yeah, I don't know nothing about them. Mail is drying up. Carriers need to be getting ready. Ain't gonna be no mail. This is true. Thank you for all the time and effort you take out of your day to help others and share your knowledge. I don't have knowledge. I really don't. I just see things from everybody's perspective and I just share it with you. I do research, but I see things from everybody's perspective. I've sat in the postmaster's office and listened to things that happen on his end. I've been on this end listening. I've been the one arguing with postmasters, been the one arguing with clerks. I've been the one arguing with supervisors. I've been the one going to carriers and saying, man, why you keep doing this, man? You playing a game, man. I got to sit here and I'm doing them a favor. I'm waiting 5 minutes and you come strolling your ass in here late. I'll leave you to come back. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Oh, you don't care? Well, that's it. Boom, close the door. I've argued with people. So I see things from so many different perspectives and I just share what I've been going through with you guys in a semi-neutral manner. We get a lot of non-committed mail, but I think they say that, but it's delayed mail. We are switching to packages except under those who deliver in the hood. Whew. Everyone is accountable in regards to moving the mail forward. It's a system to go by with the time management. I believe that. I work the hot case. So many people don't even know how to properly address their own mail. That's a big part of the delay. Okay. I've heard that term hot case 1,000 times. I have 2 clerks in my family, and I have no idea what hot case means. I really don't. The lady that makes the T-shirts, she tried to explain it to me, and it's like, wonk, 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 wonk. I have no idea. But if clerks know, hot case. To me, that just sounds like mail that needs to go out. It's hot. You just gotta first in, first out. Always thank clerks for getting that hot case ready. See, now you got hot mail and hot case. I don't know. Gmail, Hotmail. So who does the work? Let's talk about it. Who does the work? Postmaster gets in and says, hey, we're down 10 routes. All of our CCAs are here. All of the CCAs are here. All of the PTFs are here. But the rest of the regulars, they're all banged out. I'm going to send some supervisors out to help. Can they do that? Can they do it? Talk to me. You heard the scenario. Everybody that was available to work at the station, minus the people that called out. Minus the people that called out. And they're down about 10 routes. Can they send the supervisors out without the carriers filing grievances? Can they? Can they? Now, what about the same supervisors coming over and helping them clerks? How about the supervisor coming in early, so when that clerk says, no, I'm not coming in at 2 a.m., but they got an Amazon truck coming at 2 a.m., they got, what the hell's the other one? The UPS coming at 2 a.m., and they have the USPS coming in at 2 a.m. So the supervisor comes in and starts receiving the mail himself. Can they file a grievance on that? Or call Nick. That's right. You got to call Nick. Nick has got a helicopter. He'll fly across the country to help out with a route. He will. He be on it. They can only send out a 204B. I don't think they got 204Bs in a lot of stations anymore. As a carrier, when the supervisor helps, the clerks throw packages. That's pretty dope. Okay. They need to call the U.S. Army. Got to take care of family, take care, need that money. Call other stations and see if they have free bodies. Other stations. Okay. How many stations got extra people? It's a random thing, not often. So who, you can't cross crafts, that's a grievance. Okay, if they can't cross crafts, who does the work? There it is. Supervisors can do bargaining work in an emergency. That's what I did in an emergency. I went down the list. Y'all don't want to do the work? Cool. Oh, no. I'm going to jump in. I'm going to move the vehicles. They can't file a grievance on me. Am I supposed to hire an outside contractor to come and move 2 trailers? People think that they can tie the hands. This is what craft employees do. They tie the hands of managers just because they're like, oh, well, no, I'm not getting no overtime, or no, you put me on this, or no, you wrote me up yesterday. You know what? I'm calling out. We're going to tie the hands of management, screw the service that we provide, the operation as a whole, and feel like management just can't do it. Suppose that every single time they did that and management just, what do we do? Close the doors? Do they tell the clerks? Do they tell the customers that day, hey, you know what? The clerk showed up really late this morning, so we can't do anything. Who steps in and does the work? Joy is going to cut routes, volumes down. That's it. That's true. I said that before. Cut route volume down. That's why they're hiring so many carriers. They cut a lot of carriers they're hiring. CCAs and RCAs and ARCs. I haven't heard that term in such a long time, but I've been seeing them recently just to fill in so that all the extra routes, because of the distances between the S and DCs, they have to cut and break down the routes. People are getting upset because now they have to drive further distances. Oh yeah, you drive a little further distance, but you have less volume. Less volume. You have hour drive time versus your 30 minutes. I don't know. I'm a carrier and I've thrown packages when we are behind. Okay, overtime list and a CCA PTF max out at 12 hours. Post is my work in 29 years, says she's paid her dues. Huh. We have a new route evaluation session of Mustang. 3 routes completely gone and every route got added to. Okay. When I was a plant clerk, we got overtime to help at stations that were understaffed. I think the real question is, what are the many reasons why people are not consistent with doing the work in all crafts? That's an interesting question. I like that. The real question is, what are the many reasons why people are not consistent with doing the work in all crafts? You know, the irony behind that is that we've had it out with some of the people, mail handlers at my plant and clerks and supervisors there. I know I'll be getting them. And they, oh, well, your truck driver has to do this. And no, they don't have to do a damn thing. They don't. They're here to do a job. They're here to move the mail when the mail is out here. My truck driver loads his own truck and he unloads. That's it. If the mail's not here on the dock, he's not going to go running around the building looking for it. Because if the mail's not out here, he's going to go. And if you tell him he's not going to go, we're going to turn around and just say, you know what? Show me how to do it. That was my infamous thing. I would tell them all the time, show me. You think that this can get done? Show me. Go in that truck. I'll sit right there by your side. You drive this mail, get it to the station on time, unload it in this X amount of time because you said it could be done. And you know what them people in the building can't do? They can't do that. They cannot physically get in that truck. There's only a handful of crafts at this building that can actually do other people's work. It is very rare that you see other people get in and feel like they can do a truck driver's work. It's just not happening. Just not happening. I've heard of clerks doing mail handler work. I've heard mail handlers doing clerk work. I've heard of everybody doing everybody else's work. It is impossible to hear of a mail handler getting in a truck and going and doing a route in an 18-wheeler. Just not a thing. Scanners are getting smarter. Scanners are getting smarter. Truck drivers, we scan it. Well, I'm not a truck driver anymore, but I was going to make a video about it. I don't know. They got the whole scanning in and scanning out system just like carriers now. They can scan in on their badge. Scan out on their badge. That eliminates time theft. That's it. TTO for life. There it is. All right, I believe I am over an hour. And like I said before, I'm not feeling very good. So, if anybody wants to address that question that I had about if people don't show up, who does the work? Who does the work? You know, it's a good time to go into my held for review. Helper review filter. I can't do it on. I have no idea what I'm doing on this. Okay. The show hidden comments. There we go. Oh, this one is funny. Hidden comments. This bitch giving DeJoy a prostate exam. Ha ha. That's pretty funny. I'm going to prove that. That's funny. Some of the senators are bona fide tards. How is having more postal police going to help? That's retarded. Not even more regular police will make a difference. If some thug can beat your ass and get out of jail and do it again within 24 hours, come on. What happened to charging them more seriously? I was told many times that someone could go to prison for some ridiculous amount of years for assaulting one of us. That's true. And you see, this was a hidden comment. I'm gonna approve that. I like that. True. Vlogs of anything. I think you're in here now. 3 weeks ago. Oh, no, I'm gonna. No. Yeah, I see where you put politics in there. Okay. Someone wrote fat, slow-witted turds. Description of all management and all union leaders. Wow. The problem is you shouldn't believe that any of them people that are in charge of the union or the post office want to do the right thing because they're lazy pieces of crap. This sounds like a person upset. Over 20 years carrying the mail here, and I've seen different decades, but with the same crap running the show. The union pass out hand jobs to management like candy at Halloween. Oh boy. I'm quitting as soon as I can. I have 25 years in, and this place has gone down like the Titanic sister ship did. Do the research. Let's go. See, that's what happened. You put politics in this one. That's why. But I'm going to prove it. Try to keep the politics out of it. Chaz, the U.S. Marine. He's been around for a while. There's one more toxic drama queen supervisor left on my tour. She doesn't like me and I can't stand her face. She talks to everyone sideways for no reason. She's one of them that I ripped into. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. This B needs to go to a communication class on how to interact with people. I agree. See? These are the held comments. There's a bunch more, but that was funny. Y'all are funny. Anyway. Okay, so with that being said, Postal family, Jay got to get up. My ears are starting to bother me. My throat's starting to bother me. And I still don't know what's going on in my wrestling and nobody's telling me. All right. The work eventually gets done is the answer. Just catching the right day to deliver delayed mail eventually, but it gets done. Yeah. That's the shameful part about it, because then we're no longer a service. Keely, we need you to change the letter off your last name. Mr. E, we need you to change the letter off your last name as well. And I still don't know what yeet means. Y'all be good, be easy. This is JH. And we shall chat one day. I'm out. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Okay. We broke the phone. broke the camera. Oh! Did I break it? Y'all broke it. Oh, man. Oh, that was bad. That was bad. That was really bad. Oh, boy. Perfect ending, yeah. Shoot. Look at that. Oh, we can't do that because I'm in my underwear. Y'all see? There it is. That's the stuff. Look at that. There's alcohol in that. Nice, right? Like my shot glasses? It's cool. Yeah. Okay. That being said, y'all have yourself a good rest of you. This is what happens when Charlie ain't here. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I see you ready for Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, I don't even drink that stuff, honestly. You look, there's really nothing in it. All right. I mean, it's all full. Not there's nothing in it. How you shut this damn thing off?